A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English because it's so much fun. English education for you and everyone, so come along. Learn some grammar, learn a phrase, learn something new every day. Learn the A+ way. Hey, it's time to start the show. Are you ready? Good, 'cause here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English.
Hi everybody, welcome back to A+ English. I'm Pat.
And I'm Laura.
And we're on day 2 of our abbreviations article. We learned some common ones yesterday. LOL, TTYL,
OMG.
Exactly. But our warm-up question is, why do you think people use abbreviations so often now?
为什么现在的人常常会用缩写呢？ Maybe because they're lazy or they think it's actually the hip thing. It's fun. It's cool. I don't know.
There's maybe a little truth to both of those,
Yeah?
but I think it is just simply because of the internet. It's the change
it's faster.
Yes, we do so much now by line messages and WhatsApp and emails and chatting online. It is just easier to use these than having to type absolutely every word. It's quick to say real words, but not always so easy and quick to write them. And you don't want to fill up a whole screen.
True.
So you make things
And that's
shorter.
probably also why emojis and stickers, like
Yes,
line
of course.
stickers, are also very popular.
Yep.
Because they will save a lot of words.
A picture is indeed worth 1,000 words.
For sure.
Okay, well, let's learn more, not new abbreviations today, but kind of how and why they work. Let's read on.
LOL. Fun with English abbreviations. Warm-up question. Why do you think people use abbreviations so often now?
We use abbreviations to make words shorter to say or write. They have a long history. Some of the oldest abbreviations were written in stone. Abbreviations like OMG are initialisms. That means the letters stand for words, and we say each letter separately. An initialism becomes an acronym if we say the letters together as a word. For example, YOLO is an acronym. Some words are both initialisms and acronyms, like ASAP, ASAP. Don't use abbreviations in formal letters, speeches, or interviews. It's fine to use abbreviations in casual emails or conversations, though. However, you'll need to explain any abbreviations that people don't understand. Still, they're fun and convenient to use.
So today's article begins, we use abbreviations to make words shorter to say or write. And that's a good point. We do use some abbreviations when speaking. It's not just for texting and typing and so on. Some of them are often used when we say names of things like groups. Like, I'm not going to say, oh, Donald Trump was investigated by the Federal Bureau of Intelligence. No, it was the FBI.
OK， 真的耶，我们其实说也常常用到哦，所以我们会用缩写，让我们说话的时候啦，或是写的这个单字更加的简短哦。
The article then says they, abbreviations, have a long history.
缩写可是有很悠久的历史哦。其中我们又提到了我们第一个 WP，word power word， 也就是 history 这个字。History 这个字呢，其实就是历史。你们在历史课一定要学到这个字哦，因为它是你的科目，它是一个名词哦。那历史可以提到很多的历史，像是 the history of jazz music 爵士乐的历史啦，或是如果你要提到某一个国家的历史，像是美国历史 American history， 或是欧洲的历史 European history。那如果是科目呢，其实呢，以前 Laura 我呢，好像历史蛮厉害的。那如果你历史拿到高分，你可能就有这个反应。 OMG, I can't believe I actually got an A+ in history. 我们来看一下单字例句。This violin has an interesting history. It's more than 400 years old now. 超级老的，这把小提琴有一个很有趣的历史，它的琴龄就是它的年龄哦，现在已经超过400岁了耶。
You could also say in history class, we learned about the ancient rulers of China. So yes, abbreviations have been used for a long time. They're not just a modern thing. Many of them are pretty modern, but some date back a long time. We see in the article some of the oldest abbreviations were written in stone.
What? Okay. 所以有一些最古老的缩写，甚至是写在，应该是刻在石头上吧？哇！
So other people use these things and ways to make it shorter. So now we'll look at some different types of abbreviations, okay? Here we say abbreviations like OMG are initialisms.
Initialism,
Yes.
听起来好像蛮酷的吼。所以举例来说，像是 OMG， 它就是一种 initialism，
Yes.
就是首字母缩写词。Initialism. I know initial, that's easier to say.
Yes, I mean, my initials are PW. That's it. It's
that's
just
right.
the first letters of the words of my name. So what this means, the article explains what an initialism is. That means the letters stand for words and we say each letter separately. OMG, LOL, you say all the letters.
也就是说呢，刚刚我们要补充解释 initialism， 字母代表着一个字，然后我们会一个字母一个字母分别的说，所以就像 OMG， 我们就会逐字的一个字母去来说出来。那其中我们刚刚有提到 letter 这个字 which is our second WP.
And of course, WP is an initialism.
That's right. So let's check out the word letter. Letter 这个字呢，在这里不是姓哦，是字母的意思啦，它是一个名词。那在英文字母当中，你们知道有几个字母呢？ There are 26 letters in the English alphabet. 没错，有26个字母。不要逼我唱出来 A, B, C, D. 好了，你们知道。那 capital letters 其实我前天有说嘛，其实它就是大写，就是字母都要大写这样的意思哦。我们来看一下单字例句。To learn English, you first need to learn 26 letters. 这个例句跟我刚刚提到的有点类似哦。为了学英文，你要先学26个英文字母。
So I would also say I almost never use the last 4 letters of my first name.
Patrick. Oh,
Yes,
that's
yeah,
right.
the R-I-C-K.
I never call you Patrick.
Nobody does. The R-I-C-K is just kind of sits there for official forms. But in an initialism, you do need to use all the letters because they stand for words.
That's right, okay. Stand for 这个片语就是代表的意思哦。
So maybe you know this one. The letters J.R.R. in J.R.R. Tolkien stand for John Ronald Rule.
Wow, I didn't know this. Okay. 那刚刚我们也还提到 separately 这个副词就是各自地。单独地这样子的意思哦。
Yeah, here's one I would often say when I order food. Please pack my noodles and soup separately. I don't want the noodles to get soft.
Same. That's a really good example sentence.
So that's an initialism, okay? We see in the article an initialism becomes an acronym if we say the letters together as a word. So YOLO would be an example
That's right,
of
or
that.
ASAP, right?
Right.
Okay, 所以首字母缩写词也会变成 acronym. 如果我们把它当作一个字来念哦，就是发音哦。Acronym 是什么呢？就是首字母组合词，它是一个名词哦。
Yeah, the article does give us this example. For example, YOLO is an acronym.
OK， 举例来说，我们刚刚已经其实提前就是破梗了，就是 YOLO 这个字就是首字母的组合词哦。
Yeah, and as we mentioned yesterday, some words are both initialisms and acronyms, like ASAP.
Yeah, we could say ASAP as well.
Yeah.
Okay, 所以有些字母同时是首字母缩写词和首字母组合词。举例来说，像是 ASAP 或者是 ASAP，两个都可以这样子念。
Yeah, it wouldn't really work with the ones we've come up with for this lesson. We couldn't say it's our second whoop of the day. It does only work as word power. Or let's go to our lao shi.
I have to say something. I want to point out something. A lot of people say APP, and that's wrong.
It is wrong, yes.
It doesn't stand for other words. It's just short for application.
Yes, it is not an initialism.
No.
Okay, so we've got another point to make about abbreviations, which says don't use abbreviations in formal letters, speeches, or interviews.
Yeah.
Now, I will say there are probably some there where that's not necessarily true. If you are doing a sort of a technical job interview, you maybe would want to use the technical
that's right.
initialisms or acronyms and stuff like OK.
Oh, that's right.
Actually an abbreviation.
So common.
No one's going to say, oh, you can't say that. That's not formal.
I don't even know what OK stands for.
It's a good subject for an article. All correct.
That's
okay. All correct.
所以不要把缩写使用在正式书信，这是一般来说了，演讲啦或者是面试哦。那刚刚有提到了这个 WP 就是 word power， 也就是 formal。我们来看一下它的用法哦。Formal 这个字是个形容词，就是正式的。当然，相反词就是 informal， 在它前面加否定的字首 in。那像是如果你要去一个 formal occasion 正式的场合，你可能会很好奇说，这样穿 O 不 OK？ Is it okay if I wear this dress to a formal occasion？ 我穿这件洋装到这个正式场合是可以的吗？我们来看一下单字例句。You should wear formal clothes such as suits and shirts to a job interview. 你应该穿正式服装去参加工作面试，例如西装啊和衬衫。
Exactly. We say you should all wear formal clothes to the wedding. You could write a formal application to a school or a job. It's going to be a little more official, that kind of thing. However, we've said you shouldn't really use too many abbreviations in those situations. However, the article says it's fine to use abbreviations in casual emails or conversations, though.
没错，这首课文接着又说，可是呢，在比较不正式的 email， 就是电子邮件或者是对话当中，我们就可以使用这个缩写哦。那这里呢，我们其实有看到 it 的虚主词的用法，其实就是在讲它后面的东西。因为 it 其实如果我们把它放在主词，一个很长的主词，就会觉得说太长了，所以我们把它放在后面的不定词后面的那个片语呢，动词片语其实就是取代前面 it 要表示的。
Right, we could say it's interesting that people make up new abbreviations all the time.
That's true. OK, 所以人们还会常常创造新的缩写，这真的很有趣耶。And that brings us to our last WP. Whoop 就是 casual 这个字。Actually, that is actually quite the opposite word that of formal
yes.
that we just look at. Okay, so let's take a look at this word casual. 我们来看一下 casual 这个形容词，就是不拘礼节的，也就是非正式、比较随性这样的意思。像是呢，我当然很喜欢穿不要太正式，就是 casual clothes， 比较轻便啊，或者是比较轻松的一点的衣服。那有时候我们也可以说态度轻松哦，像是 The new student tries to act casual, but she's actually quite nervous on her first day of school. 有没有人这样子呢？就是新生报到的时候，可能想要就是装很轻松，但其实是很紧张的啦。我们来看一下单字例句。Morgan's party will be casual, so we can just wear t-shirts and jeans. 那我要去 Morgan 的派对，因为他的派对不会太正式哦。然后呢，所以我们可以只穿 T 恤以及牛仔裤。Invite me, Morgan.
We could say, for example, my boss doesn't want us to have casual conversations in the office. She thinks we should all be working hard. So a casual conversation would be not about work.
Like small talk.
Like, hey, you see the football last night? Where did you go out? What you doing this weekend? Get back to work. Talk about business. Or not. So you can use these abbreviations when you're talking, you're chatting online, but you might not always understand them.
That's right.
Sometimes they get lost, especially if you're talking about speakers of different languages.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, there are some abbreviations that mean one thing in Chinese, but something else in
Taiwan,
English.
they like to say FB or IG. But Westerners sometimes they won't immediately get it because we just say Instagram or Facebook more often.
Or PK, which is pretty common in Taiwan as an abbreviation. But not many native English speakers would know PK. So that's why the article says, however, you'll need to explain any abbreviations that people don't understand.
没错，然而呢，你必须要解释大部分人可能听不懂的某一个缩写哦，因为不是大家都常用的话，大家可能有时候听不太懂哦。OK， 那这里呢，我们有提到一个有点难的，就是 that 关系代名词当受词的形容词子句。那我们赶紧来看看它要这样子用法 ，and we have to go to our MB。
Magic Box。Hello，
你好吗？衷心感谢啊！你问啊，什么哈？花妈，你在干嘛？哎呦，今天来大卖场就是要买这个收纳柜啦，原价4990，今天只要499。可是大卖场怎么这么多走道这么复杂嘞 ？I think the dresser which we're looking for is close to here。哎呀，我感应到了，这个收纳柜就在不远处了，我们赶快去买。哎呀，好啊，太好了，就是在这边啦。哎，趁花妈在挑颜色的时候，也来跟你聊一聊啊，关系代名词怎么用嘞？首先谁是关系代名词嘞？这些字词它们有连接词的作用，因为呢，它们呢是用来连接两个子句，让这两个子句呢产生关系的。同时呢，这些字词呢也可以用来替代前面的名词，这个呢就是代名词的功能了。所以两个功能合而为一，就是我们的关系代名词了。例如啊，我们前面造的句子了 ，I think the dresser which we're looking for is close to here。这边呢，我们这边用到了 which 呢就是连接了 we are looking for the dresser， 我们在找这个橱柜哦，和呢这个 I think the dresser is close to here， 我觉得呢它应该很近了。这两个子句被这个关系代名词给连接了，同时啊，它也发挥了代名词的作用，它代替了 dresser， 也就是柜子哦。这里呢 which 在句子里面呢，就是我们说的关系代名词了。关系代名词既然是替代了名词，那它在句子里面呢，自然就可以当作主词或是受词哦。今天呢，就要来教大家关系代名词当受词的用法了。回到呢，我们正在看的这个柜子哦，看这个说明书我实在是不知道回去要不要组装呢。哎呀，花妈，我这样柔弱的女子，要是不会装该怎么办嘞？啊，我知道了啦。I will talk to the guy。 我等一下去跟那个男的说话，问他一下嘞，我们呢这边有没有提供到户安装的服务嘞？哪个男人呢？ The guy is wearing a red shirt。 那个穿红色衬衫的人哦。这两个句子呢，我们就可以用关系代名词来让他们合在一起哦。The guy whom I will talk to is wearing a red shirt。这里的 whom 就是关系代名词哦，它替代的 the guy， 同时呢，它又是作为这个 I will talk to 的受词了。哎呀，这个柚子嘞，在那边说什么？哎呀，他会组装啊，很简单。呵呵呵，你等一下就回家装给我看。We will get it in the car。我们呢就先把这个柜子放上车了。那台车呢 ？The car is next to the entrance， 路口旁边的那台车咯。我们呢就可以使用 which 这个关系代名词来连接两句，但是呢要怎么连呢？ The car which we will get into is next to the entrance. OK， 我们呢就用 which 来连接这两个子句，同时呢，它又取代的 car 作为代名词。这个呢就是关系代名词的用法了。哎呀，不跟你说了，花猫要回家来煮柜子嘞。
So yes, you sometimes might need to explain an abbreviation if somebody doesn't quite get it. Often when you're talking to old people, they don't get them. But the article concludes by saying, still, they're fun and convenient to use.
没错，虽然我们可能要解释给可能不同年代的人说，这个是什么意思？不过呢，缩写呢还是很好玩，而且很方便使用哦。And that's the end of today's article.
Indeed. So let's go to our review time activity.
Review time.
So two of our whoops or word powers today were formal and casual. Okay,
that's right.
Of course, formal and informal, you can use those negative prefixes to make opposites, but a lot of adjectives have opposite pairs.
Right.
Formal and and casual would be the two from today. So we're going to challenge each other to see if Laura and I can come up with the opposites for certain adjectives. Okay, don't worry.
Can we try with easier ones first?
Okay, let's do nice and easy. Happy.
这个很简单，当然就是 sad 哭哭。
Yeah, exciting.
Boring.
Exactly. Tall.
Short.
Okay, so there are some pretty easy ones, but let's see if we can go a little harder.
好难哦。
Colorful.
Not color. No, dull.
Yes,
Dull,
that would be
okay.
one you could use. Another one is the word drab. D-R-A-B, which is something basically with no real color. It's not very bright at all. So a colorful shirt, a fairly drab shirt.
Okay.
This one's a bit more scientific. Boiling.
Boiling, 沸腾的相反应该是很 freezing.
Exactly, and scientifically that works. Boiling, it goes from liquid to gas.
Yeah.
Freezing, it goes from
Ice.
liquid to solid.
Solid. Okay.
Yeah, can you think of any more good adjectives you can challenge me with?
Okay, how about handsome?
Handsome,
That's
okay.
not really hard.
Well, it could be. Handsome and ugly would be the...
Okay.
But you could also... There's another word you could use. Homely. H-O-M-E-L-Y.
Oh,
That's a
okay.
slightly more polite way
What
of
about
saying...
plain?
Plain, if something is plain, the opposite could... Yeah, plain could be opposite to handsome.
Yeah.
If you were talking about somebody's looks,
Yeah, because we don't want to
suppose.
say ugly to hurt people.
Exactly. We want to be nice rather than nasty. There's a good pair.
Nasty.
Nice
okay.
and nasty. Yeah.
That's right. Okay. What about some more difficult words to challenge you? What about intriguing?
Intriguing. Wow. Okay. The opposite of intriguing, I suppose, boring.
Boring
might be,
可能是吧，对啊。
Listless, L-I-S-T-L-E-S-S, listless, something that is really not very exciting at all. Okay, there are a whole bunch
So
there.
many.
And that's where you need to break out your dictionary and your thesaurus. These words are called synonyms for ones that are the same and antonyms for the ones that are the opposite. You can learn that stuff in a dictionary or a thesaurus. But we're out of time now. Thanks for watching, everybody. For A+ English, I'm Pat.
And I'm Laura.
Once again, TTFN. Bye.
For now.
LOL. Fun with English abbreviations. Warm-up question. Why do you think people use abbreviations so often now?
We use abbreviations to make words shorter to say or write. They have a long history. Some of the oldest abbreviations were written in stone. Abbreviations like OMG are initialisms. That means the letters stand for words, and we say each letter separately. An initialism becomes an acronym if we say the letters together as a word. For example, YOLO is an acronym. Some words are both initialisms and acronyms, like ASAP, ASAP. Don't use abbreviations in formal letters, speeches, or interviews. It's fine to use abbreviations in casual emails or conversations, though. However, you'll need to explain any abbreviations that people don't understand. Still, they're fun and convenient to use. Word power.
History, 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 history. This violin has an interesting history. It's more than 400 years old now. This violin has an interesting history. It's more than 400 years old now. Letter, letter. To learn English, you first need to learn 26 letters. To learn English, you first need to learn 26 letters. Formal, formal. You should wear formal clothes, such as suits and shirts, to a job interview. You should wear formal clothes, such as suits and shirts, to a job interview. Casual, casual. Morgan's party will be casual, so we can just wear t-shirts and jeans.
认识字汇
Initialism, initialism. Separately, separately. Acronym, acronym.